And it looks like we are live again. I am Amanda Beth Johnson with Amanda Beth Healing, and we are here for our Transformational Tuesday. We're going to do a little bit of healing and some discussions and kind of talk about a whole lot of things. And I know yesterday we were thinking that we were going to be going live streaming. And that fell through. Technology is it's so amazing when it works, and so frustrating when it doesn't. So, but I am still coming to you today live, just a skosh late. But I want to talk about the courage to be free, and so um, it's kind of a special day. It is Canada Day today, and we have the 4th of July coming up here in the US. So happy Canada Day. Um, and happy 4th of July, just a little bit early. So I think it's the perfect time to talk about the deeper meaning of freedom as we go through and we're talking about our independence and the independence in these two countries and in so many other countries. I think that we fail to realize how free we are, even in the guise of all of the information that's going on, the things that seem so crazy at times. So, and I'm using a new teleprompter today, so I'm working on where that needs to fall on my screen. Just being so transparent. And I love that I have the freedom to be transparent in this arena and share with everyone kind of all that's going on with me and with everybody else and just kind of looking at how those things transpire. So adjusting my screens here and we will keep going. So yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's talk today about reflecting on freedom and not just our freedom as it is in a country or your freedom of choice, your freedom of everything. But let's talk about that personal freedom, that really deep down what it is when your soul has that level to be free again. So I'm going to reflect back on a piece that I wrote for the Chronic Health Collective this month. We were talking about freedom and independence. That's the theme of the Chronic Health Collective magazine this month. And for me, I wanted to talk about how freedom is living in your truth, even when it's uncomfortable. I always seem to add that. When it's uncomfortable, it's got to be good. Not necessarily everything, but when we get into a comfortable space, we're just in the ebb and flow and we're not challenging things. We're just kind of taking everything in. And sometimes it's a nice, restful place to be. And other times, when we get comfortable, we fail to grow, we fail to evolve, and we just, our growth stops. So that's when I'm talking about the uncomfort. I'm talking about being in new situations. And I know there's the uncomfort of the unknown, there's all of that stuff. And I believe when we feel uncomfortable and we've got those butterflies in our tummy, that's when our soul is really growing and it's reaching out to create that growth and to make you the best you that you can be. So you can read the whole article in the Chronic Health Collective magazine at chronichealthcollective.com. And that will be coming out uh, well, with the technology glitches that I'm aware of with Andy, it's probably going to be, it'll be by the weekend. So be looking for that. Also going to put some highlights into my monthly newsletter. So if you've gotten onto my newsletter list, you'll have links to that. And of course, as a busy entrepreneur, we're going to also repurpose that into a blog format for my website as well. So there's plenty of places that you can get the whole read of my article on that. And without giving away the whole article, it's short. And then also with the Chronic Health Collective magazine, there are 14 coaches that we have come together to form this collective to look at so many different aspects of your life, from your manifesting, looking at your trauma, relationships, mindset, manifestation. Did I already say that one? I probably did. I maybe should have had this on my list. But there's so many incredible coaches. The coaches who talk about getting rid of fear and all of those things that we need to do to live happier, healthier lives, from wellness and longevity, just all kinds of things. Which then brings me into some of my other interests that you may not be as familiar with. I also own the Iowa Salt Pod here in Southeast Iowa, where um, I host people for doing the flotation therapy, the saltwater rest therapy, sensory deprivation. One of those words should mean something. If you haven't done it yet, you need to float. And if you're too far away from me, that's fine. Go float somewhere. Find a float center near you, because floating really gives you the ability to reset and clear your mind. If you have some chronic health stuff going on, it is magnificent for that as well. From fibromyalgia, inflammatory disorders, arthritis, PTSD, and anxiety are also very well um, it's a great way to manage those ailments as well. So most float centers do have a chronic package where they have a discounted float so that you can float more often and meet your physical and mental needs. Research, there's tons of research out there. There is the Float Collective, that is a whole body of research that has come together and is in studying that. So it's awesome. I also have an Amethyst Biomat there that it's a large mat that is heated. It's filled with amethyst crystals, 30 pounds to be exact, and some copper. And it just creates the negative ions that go through your body, increases circulation, uh, reduces pain. It's just really great and awesome, and it's nice and warm. So, but in this summer heat, you wouldn't think that would feel good, but there's a lot of research that leads to using these modalities also helps your body to reset that internal thermostat. So I also do homeopathic education, talking about ways that we can use more natural uh, items to combat and increase your overall health and vitality. I currently have a it's like a biome reset. It resets your gut. It's a great detox. So check that out on my website. My website is amandabethhealing.com. Gosh, I feel like it's a whole promo thing, and you guys showed up here today for healing. So let me get back to that. Today, we're talking about um, the courage to be free, and we're linking this with Independence Day and how that goes. So today, what I'd like you to really think about, these are our journaling prompts or things to think about today, would be ask yourself, whose voice is guiding my choices? So when you're thinking about making a choice, is it your intuition? Is it your authenticity? Is it your heart? Or is it the tapes from your childhood? Are you hearing your boss's voice, your mom's voice, your grandma's voice? What is guiding you to make those choices? And is that voice necessary to deny your own voice and to make your own choices? The other thing to look at here is, where is it that you're compromising your own personal truth in order to have comfort, to have that approval? Um, how many times are you going to deny yourself in order to keep the peace? And I understand sometimes that is in your best interest, but is it always? And I just want you to consider that. Whose voices, and where am I compromising? And then I want you to, and this is the big fantasy one. go big or go home. What would a truly free day look like for me? Where you have the freedom to step into your space. We talked about that last week. Stepping into your space, claiming your space, and doing what is in your best interest, not somebody else's best interest. Okay. And we talk about these, going to work, doing what you're told. Those are things that are unavoidable. Okay. But when we start to make those other bigger life choices, the things that give us our independence is when we start listening to ourself, to our heart, and where we are guided through this. So I encourage you to share some of your thoughts in the comments. I know a lot of people don't want to join into group things, but the reality is, oftentimes, those who are brought to this broadcast are people who have so much similarity, so many things that line up. And we like knowing that other people are feeling and sensing and having those same things that we have. So think of it in that way, that when you're sharing, you're showing your courage to be vulnerable, to take up your space, and also to encourage others. I watched a video this morning that was really strong, and it talked about how many times we go to a meeting. We go to a meeting even though we don't have any progress to report, but we are hearing the progress of other people, and we are there to support and to encourage those people as well. So I thank everyone who showed up today, even if you don't have courage to, no, you had the courage to show up today. But even if you don't feel you have improvement or goals that you've met, you're going to see where other people are meeting their goals, and they're going to encourage you, and you are going to encourage them as well. And that is how we raise the tide, and that we raise it for everyone. Okay. So let's talk about some beliefs. So usually I talk about theta healing in the beginning, and I get a little distracted today. So we're going to offer some clearing, some theta healing. Theta healing is my primary um, practice that I do for energetic healing. With theta healing, it is important that you know about the changes, that you say yes, to accept those changes, those improvements, those downloads. You say yes out loud, put yes in the comments. If you're catching me on the replay, all of that energy is still here for you. So put hashtag replay in and let me know that you're receiving the information. So a lot of times we carry really deep-seated beliefs that, I need permission to be myself. It's not okay. It's not safe to be me. I'll be harmed for being myself. It's a sin to be seen. It's a sin to be heard. And so, and also the belief that we need to stay small to be safer. And so, and in with that also comes in that you're not ready for your journey. Well, I don't know that we know we're ready for our journey, but we have the courage. And so let's remove what prevents you from having the courage to start your journey. We're going to remove the obligation to have permission to be yourself. We're going to remove what prevents you from taking up your space. We're going to remove the obligation to stay small, to stay safe. These, yeah, these beliefs, they just get us stuck. So if you would like to change these beliefs, I'd like you to just say yes out loud, say yes in the comments, hashtag replay, just like we talked about, and we'll take care of that for you. We're also going to do some forgiveness, because forgiveness is so incredibly important. So forgiving yourself for falling into a rut or falling into a pattern, forgiving yourself for allowing these things to happen and to occur. Okay, we're going to forgive God, Creator, Universal Source, whatever your connection is. We're going to do that forgiveness work. And then we're going to forgive those others who have gotten in your way along on your journey. If you'd like that, just say yes. Okay. Sometimes people feel energy work and sometimes you don't. It doesn't mean you didn't get it. So I'd like you to notice if those things resonated with you and to do that. Another belief. I think we've taken care of most of those. So we've released the energy that says that you have to have permission to be things. And so um, let's clear anything that prevents you from being authentic. So let's download that. Let's download the divine definition of courage, authenticity, and freedom. That you know what it feels like to have those beliefs, that it is safe, and that it's okay to let go of the parts of those that no longer serve you, to claim your space, to have your freedom, to be authentic and to come from your true being. That you know what it's like to live and to be in your own rhythm, in your own space. Let's download what that feeling is to have that courage and to stay with or start your spiritual journey. Let's do those. Let's download those divine definitions. That it's safe and what it feels like and how to let go of what's no longer serving you. If you'd like those, just say yes in the comments and out loud. #replay. That courage one is big. That's a really big one. Going to take a little bit for that to settle in. So, but notice the subtle changes for today, and I generally say the next 3 to 4 days. And know that all of these changes you don't have to do alone. This is part of the support in your sacred journey. Share if this is the kind of work that I do, and if you think this is something that you want to participate in, certainly contact me. Or when you're in the Chronic Health Collective magazine, look at all the coaches there. We offer such a wide variety of services, but you can get in contact with any of the coaches there. So I'm still doing those 15-minute energy scans. If you're not ready for a full 60-90-minute energy scan where we very detailed look through everything, then let's do a 15-minute one. If you're just needing kind of a quick tune-up or a quicker answer in what direction you need to be pursuing next, we do the 15-minute energy scans. You can find those on my website. And we're getting ready to unveil the new energetic business blueprint that's going to be an energetic scan of your business. If you're an entrepreneur or if you're corporate level and you want to really hone in on where your business has got some energy leaks and how you can change that, you feel like you've been, clicking all the boxes and you're just stuck in your business. It's just not growing. You've hit a plateau. Let's look at the energetics and let's see where it's leaking. Let's see where your energies are going to be better set. Okay, so um, yeah, just contact me through amandabethhealing.com and we will do that. So there's several ways you can get a hold of me. You can certainly DM me here on Facebook. You can contact me through YouTube, Instagram, or my website. Um, check the link in my bio for more details. Definitely go check out my article on freedom. finding your own freedom in your own space in the Chronic Health Collective magazine with the articles from so many other amazing, brilliant coaches out there. It's just awesome. And if you feel called to work with me, I'd love to help you explore where that beautiful unknown portion of your authentic self is so that you can live your authentic life is at. We can definitely explore that together. So thanks for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you all again next week on Transformation Tuesday, right here on Facebook Live. And we're still working on expanding this out, being live on LinkedIn as well. But definitely, we will be here at Facebook Live on Amanda Beth Healing. If you have comments, questions, or suggestions for a show idea, let me know and we'll take that under consideration. I'd love to answer your questions. Thank you.